Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of The Shopaholics, a Hong Kong comedy from 2006 that stars Cecilia Cheung, Lau Ching Wan, and Jordan Chan. The following plot synopsis was paraphrased from the Love HK Film website, which is still around, and you should definitely visit that site if you want some Hong Kong movie recommendations. An urban farce about people who like to shop too much. In this case, we have Fong Fong Fong, played by Cecilia Cheung, and this habit is a major issue for her. She loses jobs, forgets her responsibilities, and generally acts like a total loon when set loose in one of Hong Kong's omnipresent mega malls. For Fong Fong, shopping is more than a hobby, it's a disease. Enter Chu Zi Li, played by Lau Ching Wan, a popular psychologist who resolves to cure Fong Fong. Chu Zi's problem is that he isn't able to make any choices. From buying his lunch to selecting his fighting style to choosing his women. Fong Fong has this other guy as well, insanely rich tycoon Richie Ho, played by Jordan Chan, who alternates between being a tightwad miser and a spendthrift, the latter of which happens when someone competes with him financially. So there's your synopsis. This movie's a little wacky. The story actually begins in the year 1980. We get a short 1-minute intro, where our protagonist was abandoned in a mall when she was a baby. And then we cut to 2006, where Cecilia Cheung's character is now grown up and responsible for taking some kids on a field trip to the mall for the sole purpose of eating hamburgers. Of course, she gets distracted by shopping and completely forgets about the children for a period of time. Then after that, Lau Ching Wan and Jordan Chan show up and things get crazy. So Shopaholics is one of the most madcap comedies I have ever seen in my entire life. It moves really fast. Right from the opening scenes, all hell breaks loose. The characters are constantly running around, either attempting to buy the best stuff as fast as possible in this mall, or just being frantic about simply making choices. Every single minute, something's happening. And there's always a sense of urgency, even in regard to relatively normal everyday things like going out to lunch or having a conversation with someone. The dialogue is really fast. And like, people are talking fast, response fast, it goes. So as you might expect, the comedy is very high energy. It's not that much slapstick, though. There really isn't a ton of slapstick humor in this. It's all like situational humor, and almost all of it deals with shopping and eccentric character obsessions. So, for example, there's that early scene that I referenced where Cecilia Cheung's character is supposed to take some kids out for some hamburgers, and then she gets distracted by shopping. And by the time her frantic shopping behavior has ended, and she's been satiated with purses and stuff like that, then she remembers that she was supposed to be watching over these kids, but it's too late. The little kids are walking around the mall causing chaos. You know what I mean? So I found the humor in this to be pretty amusing, actually, and the actors really do sell it. Lau Ching Wan is awesome, obviously, and I do think Cecilia Cheung is kind of underappreciated internationally. I really liked her in Lost in Time, which also stars Lau Ching Wan. I really liked her in Running on Karma, One Night in Mongkok, Dangerous Liaisons, The King of Comedy, Wu Yen, etc. And I liked her in Shopaholics. She's somehow able to be likable despite all of her irresponsible behavior. So that was a good accomplishment. And then Jordan Chan is an actor who, he's just kind of growing on me over time. I didn't like him that much when I first started watching his stuff, but he's not in the same stratosphere as a Lau Ching Wan, but every time I see him now listed in a movie, I kind of look forward to seeing the guy. So I don't know what that's about, but he's just, I don't know, he's kind of fun to watch. There's also a lot of psychology in this film about how the characters approach their conditions. Like a psychiatrist, there's actually, I think, 2 psychiatrists who show up in this, and they try to help these people deal with their compulsions by intentionally placing them in situations where they need to make tough decisions. Kind of an interesting angle to kind of explore this type of stuff. But when all is said and done, this is still kind of a shallow film. A lot of the stuff they throw in it's kind of nonsensical in terms of like the the psychiatric treatments that are being employed here. And really, when you think about it, it's technically a romantic comedy, this film, but the romance is so thin. I just classify it as a comedy with a little bit of a romance angle that emerges. So I did enjoy Shopaholics. I've seen this movie like 3 or 4 times over the years. And if you're in the mood for like a high energy, fast paced, kind of wacky comedy, it's kind of silly, I'd say give this one a shot. It's currently available on physical media from Hong Kong on DVD and Blu-ray. You could get it on DDD House. It's also streaming on YouTube. But the sound drops off for a few minutes at some points because there's some copyrighted music that plays, so it might be a little distracting for you. But if you don't want to take a chance on a blind buy with this one, just watch the version on YouTube, and then I think you'll know whether or not you'll want to own it. But yes, as always, I will see you next time.